When you're the child of one of the most iconic reality TV stars in the world, every milestone becomes more than a family moment, it becomes a cultural moment. And on July 8th, that moment belonged to Penelope Disick. Kourtney Kardashian's daughter officially became a teenager, and the internet couldn't help but pause and feel the weight of time flying by. What started as an Instagram story turned into an emotional tribute from mother to daughter, a moment where fame stepped aside and maternal love stood tall. There were no dramatic angles or curated glam shots, just real, raw affection. From Kourtney's touching words to Kris Jenner's nostalgic tribute, this birthday became more than a celebration. It was a reminder that beyond all the cameras, fashion, and fame, there are true family bonds holding everything together. This wasn't just a birthday, it was a symbol of love, growth, and the passage of time. On the morning of July 8th, Kourtney Kardashian took to her Instagram story with a message that carried more emotional weight than anything she had posted in weeks. "My daughter is 13 today. My heart is exploding with gratitude and love for her." In just a few words, Kourtney gave the world a glimpse into the emotional roller coaster that comes with watching your child grow up. But this wasn't just any child, and it wasn't just any birthday. This was Penelope Disick, the daughter of Kourtney and Scott Disick, and a young girl the public had literally seen grow up through the lens of reality television. From the early days of Keeping Up with the Kardashians to the current Hulu reboot The Kardashians, Penelope has gone from being a background presence in her parents' chaotic lives to a strong, kind, and confident young girl whose personality now shines through in every captured moment. This birthday wasn't just about cake and candles, it was about a transition, a turning point, and the next chapter in a very public yet deeply personal life. Kourtney's message resonated because it wasn't flashy, forced, or performative. It wasn't an ad or a brand collaboration, it was just a mom loving her daughter. And in the Kardashian world, where every move is often tied to business or strategy, these rare, genuine moments hit differently. They remind us that behind the glam squads, private jets, and fashion lines, there is still a family. A family with traditions, with milestones, and with a deep emotional connection to one another. Kourtney has always been the most grounded of the Kardashian sisters. While Kim chased empire-level ambitions and Khloe balanced motherhood and business, Kourtney leaned into her role as a mom. And in that one sentence on Instagram, she showed the depth of her connection to her firstborn child. It's a relationship built on real moments, not staged scenes. From sleepovers and baking sessions to quiet mornings and shared laughs, it's evident that Kourtney and Penelope share a bond that fame couldn't fake. But Kourtney wasn't the only one getting emotional. Kris Jenner, the family's matriarch, took to her own Instagram to celebrate her granddaughter in a way that only Kris could. She posted a carousel of photos, Penelope at different ages, in different phases, captured with cousins, siblings, and Kris herself. Each image was a timestamp, a visual reminder of how much time had passed and how fast it all had gone. Kris, known for her sharp business mind and polished media presence, took a break from her usual executive tone and delivered a deeply heartfelt message. She called Penelope smart, strong, confident, kind, fun, and amazing, and listed the many roles she plays within the family: daughter, sister, cousin, friend, and niece. But it was the line about being her grandmother that struck the most sentimental chord. "Being your grandmother is a gift I cherish every single day," Kris wrote. In that moment, it didn't matter that she manages multi-million-dollar brands, or that she's orchestrated some of the most iconic media moments in pop culture history. She was just a grandma, reflecting on how blessed she felt to be part of Penelope's life. That sense of reflection echoed across the Kardashian-Jenner fan base. Viewers and followers who had been with the family since the early days of their reality show found themselves feeling strangely nostalgic. They remembered the little girl with the blunt bangs and sweet voice who tagged along with her mom and grandma during filming. They remembered the episodes where Kourtney would bring Penelope into scenes, holding her hand or soothing her when she cried. Now, Penelope isn't just a side character in her parents' story, she's becoming the author of her own. And that shift was quietly, beautifully celebrated in every photo, every post, and every caption on her birthday. There was no giant party broadcast for clicks, no flashy sponsored content interrupting the message. This celebration was rooted in love, in memories, in the passage of time that can't be paused no matter how famous you are. Penelope has always had a unique position in the Kardashian universe. As the daughter of Scott Disick, who has been both celebrated and criticized throughout his time on the show, and Kourtney, who is often seen as the most emotionally honest of the siblings, Penelope has grown up under very specific circumstances. She's not just a child in the spotlight. She's the product of two people who have had one of the most publicly analyzed relationships in reality TV history. But despite that pressure, Penelope has always seemed grounded. Whether it's through small interactions with her cousins or quiet moments with her mom, she exudes a sense of calm and authenticity that's rare for someone in her position. And a lot of that has to do with how Kourtney has chosen to raise her. Unlike some celebrity parents, Kourtney has made it clear that her children come before the cameras. She's often stepped away from filming, prioritizing time with her family over appearances or obligations. That intentional parenting shows in Penelope, especially now as she grows into herself. In the photos Kris posted, we saw glimpses of Penelope with her siblings, Rain and Mason, as well as cousins like North and True. We saw her dressed in Halloween costumes, cozying next to birthday cakes, laughing at kitchen tables, and playing with her grandma. These weren't filtered glam shots meant to impress followers. They were authentic captures of a childhood lived with love. And that's what made them so impactful. Because for all the assumptions people make about the Kardashians, that they're shallow, or attention-hungry, or disconnected, what they showed through Penelope's birthday was the complete opposite. They showed depth, memory, gratitude, and a commitment to honoring every phase of their children's lives. There's something universal about watching a child grow up. Whether you're a celebrity or not, the emotions are the same: pride, nostalgia, joy, and a hint of sadness that time doesn't slow down. Kourtney expressed all of that in one sentence. Kris expanded on it with her collage of memories. And fans responded not just because Penelope is a familiar face, but because they, too, have watched her grow, like distant family members cheering her on from behind a screen. It created a collective emotional moment, where the lines between celebrity and ordinary life blurred just enough to feel human. As Penelope enters her teenage years, questions about her future naturally arise. Will she be more present in public life? Will she join her family in their business ventures? Or will she, like her mom once did, decide to step away and focus on what feels real and fulfilling to her? Whatever path she chooses, it's clear she'll be surrounded by a support system that is both powerful and personal. Kourtney's dedication, Kris's guidance, and even Scott's unique bond with his children give Penelope a foundation that many would envy. She's not just growing up famous, she's growing up loved. This birthday wasn't about defining who Penelope is. It was about celebrating who she has always been, and welcoming who she is becoming. Penelope Disick's 13th birthday wasn't just a day on the calendar, it was a turning point, a reflection of growth, love, and legacy. In a family that's been endlessly analyzed, admired, and at times criticized, this moment cut through the noise. Kourtney's heartfelt message, Kris's touching tribute, and the shared memories reminded the world that beyond the reality shows and red carpets, the Kardashians are, at their core, a family full of heart. Penelope, now officially a teenager, stands at the start of a journey that will shape her future. But if this birthday is any sign, she'll be walking that path surrounded by unwavering love, support, and pride. The world may be watching, but she is clearly surrounded by people who see her for who she truly is. Here's to the next chapter of her life, may it be filled with joy, strength, and all the beautiful things that love makes possible.